Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new Elder Scrolls Online guide video with me, Sherman. And today, guys, I'm bringing you guys the guide that everyone's been asking about, the new gold farming guide and the best places that you can farm gold in ESO. And this isn't farming items to sell on the trading post. This is not farming as doing the Thieves Guild, Dark Brotherhood, or doing daily crafting rigs. This is simply farming locations to get items to sell to merchants and coin from chests, killing enemies, things like that. So I get asked this all the time. What's the best way to go about this? Where's the best locations? What's pretty much the best overall? So one of the things that you have to know about farming is monotonous. It's very boring. It's very dull. It's not for everybody. So if you're not interested in farming this way, I don't know what to tell you. So let's go ahead and get started by talking about a build. So the best kind of build to play when doing stuff like farming gold and stuff is to play a solo build. A build that is made super solo friendly and is capable of running a public dungeon, a delve, a location on a map in a timely manner and in such a way that you can gather what you need, and then by the time you get back to where you started, everything's respawned. So that's a big problem that a lot of people have, is they wind up trying to use like a high DPS build for this, and they kill things so fast that things don't respawn fast enough. So they don't make the kind of gold they want. A solo build is made to withstand a lot of damage, it's made to self-sustain, and it's made to deal enough damage to kill stuff in a timely manner that'll get you through the content quick enough, but not so quick that you get this respawn problem. So find a good build for soloing. Next up, locations. So we're going to use the map for this, and I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about some different ways you can farm gold. And one of the ways that you can farm gold is what I call the Canarthi Roost chest run. Now, I have chest runs for multiple locations, not just Canarthi's Roost, but several locations. So Canarthi's Roost is actually the starter area for the Aradon, for Aradon, and Wood Elves, Khajiits, and High Elves, and it's a good location for chest farming. Now, every starter location has chests, so Bleak Rock Isles, Belknith, Stros Mackay, Canarthi's Roost, and then I can never remember the other area for them. So we'll go over it. Balfoyan is another good one. But it's basically finding the location of chests on the island and their spawn points. So like this one, I know this one spawns quite a bit, so this is one. And if you have the right traits and the right perks in your champion points, you can actually get more gold back from the chest. If you don't have those, you can still get a decent amount of items to sell. Now, simple chests mostly drop green and blue items. Advanced chests can have a chance of dropping purple items, but mostly drop blue. And then there's one actually in between advanced and that. I think it's intermediate. Okay, intermediate has a chance of dropping purple items. Advanced will drop a purple item most of the time, but it usually has a chance of dropping more. And master chests have a chance of dropping a lot more items in purple. And what you do is you find the best route to hit these chests in a location. And you don't have to use Canarthi's Roost. Canarthi's Roost is just an area that I used a lot for this because there was always chests. Usually there's a chest here, over in this area past this debris and everything by this anchor. There's usually a chest that spawns right here. Then if you go around the corner, there's usually a chest at the bottom here that spawns. It looks like somebody could be doing the chest farm right now. And then there's a chest that spawns across the way. As you can see, there's another chest that spawns right over there. And then one down the beach, one around the corner. And it basically, you just go in a circle around the island collecting these chests. And it's a really good way to get started with gold farming. Because it gives you an ample amount of items to sell to merchants and an ample amount of gold as well. So that's a really good way to get started. Another way that you can gold farm is to find a good delve. Now, finding a good delve that has a good layout is complicated or difficult for a lot of people. I'll show you one that I like to use here in Deshaun. This is a place I farm quite frequently, and that's because I do Deshaun dark anchors. So I farm the dark anchors here, and when I do, I usually can beat the dark anchors before they respawn. Before they all respawn, so I got time to go do something else, either kill a world boss or solo a delve. And this delve is one I solo a lot. I use it for what I call circular farming. So finding a good delve is also a good perk to have, or a good thing to have, to where you can have a delve that you can run in a circle. Now, Craglorn has a lot of good delves for this, and a lot of good public, like, good dungeons for farming because of the way it's set up, and the difficulty, the fact that it's supposed to be a higher difficulty than all the other places. So, we're going to run up here, we're going to run past this world boss, and we're going to run to the delve over here. Excuse me, guys. And this delve is probably one of the fastest ways I have found that I can make gold in the game, from items and things like that. And I use it a lot, but it's this one here. It's called the Triple Circle Mine, and I'll show you why it's so good. So we're going to go in. I'm going to show you guys the layout of the mine, and then you'll see why I find it to be a really good one. There's also a public dungeon in Deshaun that's really good for farming items that you can sell to the merchant, not just on a trader, that you can make a good amount of gold on. Now, this gold farming method, like this right here, you can make anywhere between 10 to 20,000 an hour. And pretty much what it is you go from here, you go down here, you go in a circle. You go through, you kill the final boss, you go through again, kill the boss. And you want to do it by killing every mob. Because by the time you get back around, the bosses respawn and it's reset its loot table. So you will get its loot. And that's why I like using delves also as a way to earn gold. Now, the last and final way that's really easy for making gold is public dungeon farming. Public dungeon farming is probably some of the best ways that you can make gold in the game, especially if you find a good public dungeon with a lot of Imperials in it, because they have a tendency to drop a lot more coin. So here in Reaper's March, this is the last area of the Aldemary Dominion, and there's the public dungeon here. And this public dungeon has like the perfect loop setup for farming gold. Besides the Lion's Den in Reaper's March and a few other places. Oh my gosh, it's been so long. Just kidding. I'm not used to not using my mouse for camera look for other games that I've been playing. But now I know a lot of you are going to ask, what about the new public dungeons and the new delves and stuff? There are some really good ones in the new content of Elsewhere and Southern Elsewhere that are really good. Well, Southern Elsewhere actually has one of the ones that I really like for farming, and that's the prison. But we'll get to that in a minute. So the Vile Mains public dungeon. There's a little trick you have to do to get into the dungeon. You have to play through the quest. But once you play through the quest and you get the dungeon completed and you get access to it, you get permanent access to entering it whenever you want and running it whenever you want. So this is one that you're going to want to do the quest. So the dungeon itself, it actually starts right here in the cellar. Now, this is one that a lot of people use to farm because of how easy it is to farm. As you can see, it's got almost a perfect circular pathway that you can follow. And if you wanted to, you can actually take out 1-2 bosses in here and get the boss rewards as well. And it does add to your coin and the amount of money you make. The other thing is that there is a lot of Imperials in this public dungeon that you can farm. And these guys drop 90% of the time, they will drop gold coins. So alright. As you can see, I just made 171 coin from just this group. So if I hit R, I'm going to take all, and I get all that gold that they dropped. But they also have a chance of dropping items and other things that you can sell to a merchant. Another good idea for anyone that solo plays and does a lot of farming is what I call the pocket merchant. This is a thing that you can buy through the Crown store. You can get it gifted to you, all kinds of stuff. But it's a great item to have. And it shows up in here in your assistance. And as you can see, I do have it. And I can summon it out. And then if I have items I can sell, I can go up to them and just say, store, I want to sell items. And then I can just go through the items I want to sell and then get money that way. And I can usually make a decent amount of coin this way pretty quick. I can usually make anywhere between, like in an hour, depending on what I'm doing. If I'm farming a delve, I can make anywhere between 10 to 100,000 gold, 10,000 to 100,000 gold an hour. Most of the time it's closer to 100,000. And then other times when I'm doing things like farming delves, I can make 10 to 20,000 an hour or more. Sometimes closer to 50 because I do have all the perks and everything for farming in the champion points, which I guess I need to talk a little bit about. So in the champion points, and I think it's in the red tree, is it? No, it's in the green tree. Merchant's favored, reduces cost, but Fortune Seeker increases the amount of gold you find in chests and safe boxes by 50%, and then Treasure Hunter increases the quality of items found in treasure chests. I don't have access to this, and I'm fine with that, but if you do have access to this, this is going to give you a lot more benefit in the long run. So yeah, it's really nice to be able to do this kind of stuff and have those tools accessible. Now I can't even make more gold an hour because I do have the pocket merchant, but then I do have to also include the amount of cost for repairs and like replenishment of items that I might use, like food, because I do use food when I farm. It just makes things go smoother and quicker. So, but yeah, in the end, I mean, I can, like I said, I can make anywhere between 10 to 100,000 gold an hour, and then other times I can make anywhere between 50 to 80,000 gold an hour. And I have gotten to the point where I can make up to 150,000 gold an hour, but I have to be like really in a good place for it. So like this area, I can usually pull 150 gold, 50k gold an hour, and then also up in the different locations, such as over in Reaper's March, at the Lion's Den. This is another good public dungeon for farming. Another good public dungeon is in Bangkorai, and it's this one here. It is Razek's Wheel. There's actually, you don't have to go really far into this one, so you do have to play it careful in how you do farm it. And and the speed at which you farm, because you're going to be farming mostly the Imperials. You're not going to be farming the Dwemer constructs as much, unless you're doing an item farm where you're trying to get certain things that you can sell on the guild trader, if you have a guild trader in a good location and stuff like that. So, but that's pretty much it. I mean, you can make a good amount of gold just farming delves, public dungeons, world bosses even. But I do find public dungeons to be the best way to make gold fastest, and besides the chest farms. But having a chest farm, you have to know the location of chests. So a good tool to have is an add-on that is called Harvest Maps. Harvest Maps is a great add-on. It shows you the location of treasure maps on your compass and on your map itself, and it'll show you where you can get all the treasure chests. I do not chest farm when I'm in public dungeons because I'm running in a certain order to get things done. So but yeah, lots of good ways to make gold in this game. And if you are interested in learning how to make gold on the marketplace, there's a lot of great and helpful guides out there for that. I don't do that kind of stuff because that's not my focus. Isn't selling on the trader or doing the Thieves Guild or doing daily writs. Those are great ways to make money, but you can. They're only good if you have if doing writs, if you have a lot of characters. It's only good if you have, like I said, a lot of characters to do writs. It's only good if you're in a good guild in a good location where you can push items fast and quickly through. And yeah, so there's like certain things are good at making money, but not great at making money because of the fact of how they work. This has been the easiest way I found to make money, and the fastest way I found to make money outside of those options. Especially when there's a lot of people that play only one or two characters, doing daily writs isn't going to be enough to warrant doing all the time, because it's only going to give you like 5k gold when you can do 100k in an hour doing this. So but that's it for the video, guys. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it was a very informative and helpful and explained a lot in what is necessary to be a good gold farmer. And I'm not talking about a gold farmer that sells gold. I'm talking about a gold farmer that farms gold for themselves to use to purchase items and things necessary to improve their game experience. So, but again, that's it for the video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, you guys know what's coming next. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you guys want to see more videos by me, you can subscribe. Other than that, I want to thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and this guy might see you in game. Bye.